right, you guys, I was being called to the table, so I just did a impromptu shuffle and brought out some real kick-ass hard truth for someone. So the person that this energy is directed towards, they might have just received some news, some information. And this information has everything to do with them being involved in a facade of a life. Now, some things have transpired to where, to me, it just spells out karma for this person, and not the good kind either, by way of them just receiving what was due to them. You know, the official person is here, so that lets me know that, and I'm just gonna start talking to you, whoever this is. You thought of yourself as high and mighty with this official person card, because it's clarified with vanity from my chakra oracle deck. So by you being in this energy, and let's keep in mind the facade energy and the message of concern, which you're kind of learning about all of this now after the fact. But you put yourself in some sort of high regard, and that was possibly, wearing a mask to mask and cover your imperfections, which we all have. But for you, it just felt like, your imperfections were something that you didn't want to have get in the way of what it is that you really sought out after in life, which makes sense. But at the same time, you have to be able to acknowledge these imperfections and know that they are a part of you, and, forget what everyone else has to say. But for you, it was a little different, to where you had to start deceiving others, and you just created these unnecessary challenges here with this mountain card. You started vibrating in a certain way that brought other people wearing masks alongside of you into your circle. So now everybody doesn't know who the hell everybody is, right? Everybody's pretending. So this is what you attracted, because this is what you were putting out. This is how you were hiding, things that you were trying to mask from people who actually really cared about you and didn't care about your imperfections. They could care less about it. They knew that you were human, but you thought you were above that. You thought you were superhuman, whatever that is. But it wound you in a lot of trouble, with that facade energy. But anyway, let's keep going. So ultimately, you were faced with a choice, and you took the wrong choice with this 22 in reverse. That's the choices of which, door am I going to choose? You chose the wrong one. The Fox card has to do with the little sneaky devil, the liar, the cheater, the deceiver. It's in the reverse. So this means that there's some sort of exposure, or either you met your match here, because that dice card has to do with a risk, a gamble. And, if everyone's wearing a mask and, you're already in denial about who you are, of course, they're going to slip through the cracks and meet you right where you're at and challenge you. You and that official person energy just felt that you couldn't be touched. And that was a lie. Now, let's move over here to where we have the privileged lady energy. So you did meet your match here. And it looks like it involved, with the occupation card, somebody that you worked with or met at work or worked alongside with on certain things. And that could have been building a family. And I'll say a false family at that. Because the child card and the house card is here. This privileged lady was able to swindle you out of possibly a home, or you providing shelter for herself and her child. I would say your child. But with that swindle energy and that fox energy and making the wrong choice and living a facade, and you thinking you were higher than thou, mightier than thou, and you met your match, this one really pulled the wool over your eyes, like tremendously, to where that child is possibly not even yours. Destiny card in reverse. So everything that should have been, for you, planned for the real person that you were supposed to share all of these wonderful things with, this privileged lady took over that energy and was able to formulate some sort of whatever it is that they did to have you caught up to thinking that was the real deal when it wasn't. But you know this now. Let's talk about that. What happens next? Well, I mean, we have the coffin card here, the poverty card, and then it was clarified with release, which eerily has a graveyard scene in the background. So the whole release and the death, you know, that just means like bringing death to a situation. But the poverty card is everything right now because it looks like everything that you chased in regards to the sudden wealth card now has you in poverty, right? And let's talk about your poor mother, mature woman over here. This is the one who ultimately wanted to defend you to their end. Now, the renewal card, which should be a positive card about rebirths and, you know, all of that good stuff, is in the reverse. Isolation is in the reverse, which, you know, isolation would mean kind of withdrawing yourself. But this mother figure knew that you were isolated from others. There was something different about you. And you were like the wounded bird, like the bird that doesn't necessarily take off flying when the other birds do. So you were the one that kind of was left behind. And they did everything in their power to try to have you not feel like a misfit. But you really were. And then the rejection card in the reverse. I mean, that's that whole wounded bird thing again. You know, you were soon to be rejected by society, by even your own family members. But mom was the one who was always there. But she's on her side, so she's not pleased. Probably not doing well right now because she's here in this energy. And when I asked for these clarifiers for the mature woman, they all flipped out on top of the stork card. The stork card is new beginnings. Oh, look at the nest. I just mentioned baby birds. Wasn't even paying attention till now. So there is some sort of renewal, but not in the sense of, you know, being here, starting over again in a new life, new location, new people, new surroundings. This is a different sort of renewal here with the stork card. Yeah, so you fucked up. You did. But I hope this helps.